bulls got smacked. Beef stew. Beef stew. You guys know how to make beef stew? The market makers do. Hello, money magnets and master traders. Uncle has been looking at the option flow. Very, very bearish. Okay, my filters are 100K premiums or above. I'm looking at all deltas. Above the ask and the ask. And I'm looking at out the money. I want to see the most aggressive plays. And it's overall bearish. I could change it if you guys want. And you guys can see it's still overall bearish. Okay, a lot more money going into puts than calls. Darkpool levels. Take a look at the Darkpool level. 504.4. What? Well, how much is there? 504.4. Here we go. 504.4. 700 million. Over 700 million premium. Not too impressive. And then the lower levels is 449.8 million, around 496.48. It's another one, 496.51. I like to look at Darkpool levels. You can see where the big money is getting busy, if you will. And I do like to add them on my charts as pivot levels. But yeah, look at this 15-minute chart, guys. Holy moly donut shop. Another day where the bulls got smashed. The bulls got smacked. Beef stew. Beef stew. You guys know how to make beef stew? The market makers do. And also, I want to mention, we go to the daily chart, guys. Today was one heck of a rejection. You guys see that red line? That's the 5 daily moving average. It was a heck of rejection from there. SPY's 5 daily moving average started a little higher, but you know, with all this bearishness, it started, the average of that moving average just started dropping, and you can see it's still below the 5 daily moving average, rejected from that area. Bearish. You know, when we gapped down last Friday and we gapped down again Monday, we were pretty overextended, guys. So to see it bounce a little bit, retracing, back testing that 5 daily moving average, makes it a little bit more healthy. Despite the volatility so crazy, it does make it a little bit more healthy. Just a little bit. And yeah, this tells me we are still, what's it called? A sell the bounce market. Sell the bounce market. That means the false breakout setup would be your go-to setups. Any bounce, get that, watch for that false breakout setup until proven otherwise. Let me show you guys what I mean, right? So I like to trade, day trade, using the 15-minute chart. If you guys join Uncle's Discord, a lot of my alerts, trade ideas, setups, posts are all based, mostly based, not all of them, but majority based on the 15 to 30-minute chart. I do go back and forth between the 15 and 30, but I usually, the lowest I'll stay is at the 15, okay? And so because I want to be able to post as many, you know, setups as I can, good posts, good setups, you know, quality setups, but as much of as I can, I don't go no lower than the 15-minute chart, okay? But I wrote here, guys, SPY must stay above 521.5 and 520 and take out that 523 level to be bullish to put 525, 527, 528.6 in play. Now, we obviously did not get to 527 or 528.6, but we did manage almost 1 cent shy of the 525 level, okay? Didn't get much going for bulls. And I put, if 523 truly rejects, then once again, support must fail. Now, that is the first post of the day. Obviously, as the price action unfolds, the context change a little bit. And that's why, you know, I post throughout the day. Today, I stopped a little bit early because I was, you know, I had a terrible headache. But feeling better now. And, you know, make a video. Got to get to work. But I apologize for that, guys. I had to rest my head a little bit earlier. But I do post throughout the day to catch those setups so we can know, hey, do we enter? Do we exit? What do we do? So at 9:46 a.m., I wrote here, as of now, 521.5 failed, put in 520 and 518-ish in play. Now, why did I say that? Well, we go to the 15-minute chart. Now, what led up to that 9:46 post? The 15-minute candle at 9:30. What happened? Well, SPY opened at 521.86. We broke down 521.5. Okay, I got my arrows in the wrong place here. 521.5. And then we broke down 520. So we broke down 521.5, hit 520, and we also managed to hit 518. It's just using the 15-minute chart, okay? And then on the next post, I wrote 521.5 recaptured and 523 retested. What was I talking about? Well, after we hit 518, you guys can see on the 15-minute chart, let me make it bigger for you guys. Right here, 945 candle, recaptured 520, recaptured 521.5, and hit that 945 candle. We hit 523. Okay, now here's where it gets interesting. We're getting bullish setups. We had a little false breakdown setup. Hit 518, recaptured 520. We managed to go hit 524.99, 1 cent shy of my 525 level. But look at what happened at the 10 o'clock candle. We cleared 523. Why was 523 one of my levels? Why was it important? Well, it's a fib level, but also it was yesterday's high. You guys see this big old nice little wick over here? Yesterday's high was around 523. So that was important to me, how we hit 523, we cleared it. We got a level-to-level move. A nice level-to-level move, almost hit 525. But what happened from there? We had the false breakout setup, the greatest trade setup of all time, along with the false breakdown setup, is the false breakout setup, where we clear an important pivot level, just like we did at that 10 o'clock candle. We bounce a little bit maybe, but then we break back below, giving us the false breakout. We cleared 523. You guys can see we broke it back down. And if I zoom out, you guys can see what the heck happened for the rest of the day. This is how you trade a sell the bounce market. The false breakout setup. What is the false breakout setup? It's when we clear a resistance level and break it back down. That happened beautifully. And of course, Uncle Chartist alerted it. I wrote right here, as of now, 523 is current support. As long as above 525, which came 1 cent shy, is in play. No puts unless 523 or 521.5 failed. And once the breakdown happened, Uncle wrote it, false breakout here with 523 failing as support. As long as below, we are going down. Trust no bounce unless 523 can clear again. You look at that chart, 523 after it broke down, never recaptured. And that was a legendary move to the downside. I know options, the contracts are a little more expensive than usual, but you know the saying, guys. You know the saying. No guts, no glory. Okay, no risk, no rewards. Okay, it's a little bit more risky with the price up, but when you got Uncle Chartist by your side, when you know how to trade like a sheep, price action, we follow the price action, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. So we broke down that 523 false breakout setup and smashed. We also had a couple of false breakdown setups, like this candle right here. We hit my 514 level, recaptured 516. We managed to hit 518. Decent level-to-level move, but all it did was set up another false breakout setup. Sell the bounce. That's how you trade sell the bounce. That's how you sell the bounce. You trade sell the bounce. You play those false breakout setup, and look at that, smash again. Smash again. Oh, we got a bounce around 130. At this point, I think Uncle had to rest his head. I was feeling a bit woozy, but this bounce right here was very nice. False breakdown. Recaptured 503, 505, 506.5. Smashed my 508 level. But what happened? What happened? False breakout and just went down lower. That's all you got to do. Play the false breakout. Play the false breakdown setup. If you're a bull, play the false breakdown, level-to-level style. If you're a bear, play the false breakout, level-to-level style with runners. Because we are in a sell the bounce market, guys. I hope you guys found value in that segment. All right, I don't just tell you guys this to show off or anything, but I want you guys to see my secret. Okay, I want you guys to see how I trade. We trade based on the setup, based on the price action, and we use the 15-minute chart. We break down a support level. We want to look to buy puts. We break out resistance level. We want to look to buy calls. If our trade setup get invalidated, you simply cut loss. Okay, you're playing the odds. This works more than it doesn't. So if it doesn't, just cut loss. But it works more than it doesn't. Anyways, Let's talk about the next plan. Yesterday's video, I spoke about the importance of the 510 level. And when SPY gapped up above, way above 510, I was thinking to myself, holy moly. I told people to be bullish above 510, and like we gapped so much above. Like yesterday's video was pretty useless. Okay, so I apologize about that. I didn't tell the market makers to do that. They did it on their own. But hopefully it don't get too wild, and today's video will be helpful. But I tell you this, I wasn't feeling too well this morning, but if we get a crazy gap up or a gap down, Uncle will make another video in the morning. I got us, okay? As far as support level goes, 494 is the level I got. Now you see this green line that I have, that's my 494 level, and multiple times this 494 level was respected as a critical support level, which led to pretty large bounces, okay? Well, we're testing that level again, so the 494 is support level. If it fails, 490 would be the levels I'm watching, and then I have a fib level at 485.8. Okay, so below 490, I got 487, 485.8. Below those levels, guys, I know Bollinger Bands. Where's my Bollinger Band? Wow, we're so below the lower Bollinger Band. I know, but guys, price action is the true shepherd. Okay, even those Bollinger Bands follow the price action. Price action is gonna do what they want. So if we break down those support levels, we're dropping down lower. Okay, if we break down those support levels. 494, 490, 487, 485.8. Those support levels go. SPY is dropping down lower. And all those indicators are going to adjust themselves to follow the price action. So I believe we should do the same. Okay? Now, if we are to get a bounce, oh my goodness, this arrow. The resistant levels that I'd be watching, okay, above 494 is, well, the main one is 500. All right, I have 496, 498, of course, but 500 would be the big level. Above that is 505, and then the critical fib level once again at 510. Okay, bulls have their work cut off for them. Assuming it doesn't gap up tomorrow and we open around where we are now, to get a bounce, 496, 500, 505, and 510 must clear to send us back to the upside. Maybe go back and retest the 5 daily moving average, okay? That 5 daily moving average is pretty far up there. This is crazy volatility. Triple Q also hard rejection from the 5 daily moving average. It looks like the bearish leg to the downside, it's still ongoing, okay? And for more downside tomorrow, I do have support at 414 and 412.8. If those levels fail, guys, we are dropping down a lot lower. 411, back down to 411, 410-ish. Okay, well, actually not 410. It's actually 409.6. Okay, so 411, 409.6, 408, 403, and I think we could drop all the way back down to 401.8. That is a fib level. But it would start with the breakdown of 414 and 412.8. If it's time for a bounce, I do have resistance at 416 from where it is now. 416, that's actually around where it closed today. So 416, if it clears, 418, 420, 422, 425, and the next fib level at 426.3 will all be in play. If it can get a bounce, must clear those levels to really get a bounce going for Triple Q. Tesla also looking bearish. Hard rejection from the 5 DMA. Not seeing any reasons to get bullish just yet. Now, as far as fib levels go, I do have one at 222.5. First support's at 224, and then 222.5, 221, 219, and 217.6. If those levels fail, we are dropping down lower. Oh, holy moly, doing a job. Now, as usual, I like to say, don't trust no bounce unless it can recapture a level that it lost. So from here, the levels I got are 226 and 227.5. If they recapture, they lost today, but if they can recapture, 230, 232, 233.5 would all be in play, and possibly even higher, back to the 240s. All right. NVDA. Now, if you guys went long on NVDA yesterday and we had this nice gap up, you were probably very excited. And hopefully you guys were able to make money. But unfortunately, intraday, it was some strong selling pressure. And we end up closing lower than yesterday's close, all right? We'll see if the selling pressure will continue. If the answer is yes, 95.7 and 93.5 are the fib levels that I have. If they fail, 92, 90.5, 89, and 86.6 would all be targets to the downside, all right? If we get some buying pressure, once again, it must clear 97.8, 99, and 100.5. Those levels clear, bullish. I would be bullish above 100.5 because that would be a recapture of a fib level, and it'll send us back above the 5 daily moving average. Here is coin, guys. Hard rejection from the 5 daily moving average as well. We're seeing a pattern here. It's all bearish across the board right now. And for coin, if for it to continue, I have support at 150.8, 149, and 147.3. Please add these levels to your charts, because if these levels fail tomorrow, we are dropping down a lot lower. 146, 143, and 140 incoming. Trust no bounce unless it can clear some resistant levels. All right. I do have a level at 153.3, 155.6, 157, 158.6, and 160. If those levels can clear, then definitely we can get a bounce for a coin. I would be bullish above 163.5 because, loss of that level today, that fib level, definitely set, gave us that strong selling pressure to the downside and set coin off to the to head downwards. But so a recapture would definitely be a big win for the bulls at that level. VIX, I do have some new levels to watch. I have a support at 51, 48.3. Those levels fail, guys. Could get a pullback for VIX. Put in 45.5, 42, 40, 38, and 36.4 in play. All right. If the plan is to keep on going up, well, it needs to stay above 51. That's a start. And then clear resistance at 53, 55, and 57. If those levels clear, 60 would be in play, and above 60, we're heading a lot higher. 64 and 65.7 would be my upside targets, guys. Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for watching Uncle Charter's video and tuning in. Please give this video a thumbs up. And if you want more content from me, definitely consider joining my Discord. I would love to serve you guys at a higher level. All right. I love you guys. Peace.